Namaste. The last video that I presented was on Swami Vivekananda's power of concentration. This video will give you an insight into the extraordinary memory power that Swamiji had developed. Swami Vivekananda's memory power was as good as his power of concentration. I shall illustrate this with two incidents. Desirous of spending some time in intellectual pursuits, Swami Vivekananda asked Swami Akhandananda to get from the local library the works of Sir John Lubbock. The books were returned the next day with the message that the Swami had finished them. The librarian refused to believe this, saying that it was impossible. Whereupon the Swami went to the library and said, "Sir, I have mastered the whole of them. If you doubt it, you may put any question to me about them." After a few questions, the librarian was convinced that he had been in error, and his astonishment was great. Later, Swami Akhandananda asked, "Swamiji, how did you do it?" The leader replied, "I never read a book word for word. I read sentence by sentence, sometimes even paragraph by paragraph, in a sort of kaleidoscopic form." The second incident that illustrates Swamiji's phenomenal memory power is as follows. Shortly before beginning the treatment, he had begun reading the newly published edition of the Encyclopedia Britannica. His disciple Sharat Chandra Chakravarti, seeing one day those 25 large volumes, remarked, "It is difficult to master the contents of so many volumes in one life." He did not know at the time that the Swami had already finished 10 volumes and was reading the 11th. "What do you mean?" said the Swami. "Ask me whatever you like from these 10 volumes and I can tell you all about it." The disciple, out of curiosity, brought down the books and asked him many questions on difficult subjects, selecting one or two from every volume. Not only did the Swami answer the questions, displaying a vast amount of even technical knowledge, but in many instances he quoted the very language of the books. The disciple was astounded at the extraordinary intelligence and memory of his guru and exclaimed, "This is beyond the power of man." The Swami then told him that there was nothing miraculous about the matter, and that if one could only observe the strictest brahmacharya, one could retain and reproduce exactly what one had heard or read but once, even if it were years ago. Anyone who can develop unwavering concentration and an unfailing memory will be at a great advantage in life, especially students who have to do well academically to get a head start in life. May the two videos that give an insight into Swami Vivekananda's extraordinary abilities be a source of inspiration to all, especially school and college students.